What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is COD Espresso and welcome back to another video here today on the channel. Today, we're not talking Black Ops 3, we're not talking Infinite Warfare, no, we're talking a little bit further. That being Call of Duty 2017. Now, isn't this a little bit early to talk about this? Well, absolutely. It is something definitely very out there and something that we have literally zero indication as to what 2017's title will be. But we do have something that is probably pretty much not confirmed, but quite probable that it will happen. This being the removal of advanced movement. Now, this actually started with Advanced Warfare, so seems kind of weird to think about the successor of the title to be a game without advanced movement, right? Well, that is something that I would have said is 100% true a couple of years ago, back when Advanced Warfare started. As soon as Advanced Warfare's campaign ended, you pretty much could say, all right, Advanced Warfare 2 is confirmed, more advanced movement. But as we've seen here recently, 1.6 million dislikes and growing on Infinite Warfare's trailer, as well as some distaste here within Black Ops 3, an obvious distaste with the movement in Advanced Warfare. Is it something that we can see now reverting back? Obviously, there was distaste in Advanced Warfare where a lot of people were not really into the whole advanced movement thing. That's something that there was discontent and was something that going into the next title, Sledgehammer could have actually taken into account. Now, whether they do or not, that is something totally and entirely different, but there is definitely an avenue in which they could take that and actually get out of the advanced movement. Something that ties in directly with the storyline, which would then continue the series as well as give fans a little bit more of what they wanted. So in this one, I want to talk a little bit about my theory that I've been kind of mentioning here in videos every so often. And truthfully, it may sound like a cop-out for some, but it is something that would then eliminate exo movement and then also continue on the story. There is, sadly, the way this theory works out, probably no way that you're going to get out of advanced movement as well as the futuristic setting, because, well, once again, there's just so much stuff that you can do in the future, and there's only a finite amount of war and conflict that has been done already, and once we go back to that, I guarantee people will say that we're not being original with Call of Duty, something like that. So this theory kind of leaves the lesser of two evils here, but nonetheless, with this theory, I think this is how we could go back to boots on the ground. In the final campaign mission of Advanced Warfare titled Terminus, well, this is where we could see this all come to fruition and come into effect here. Basically, when you're hunting down Irons and Gideon is trying to get your player, Mitchell, to safety, you run across Irons and he says that we rely too much on these things, after just then hacking into our exos and then rendering them absolutely useless. He freezes them in place, and the whole thing that follows after that is that there is this confrontation of Irons saying that he's not a monster, all that kind of stuff that if you've played the campaign, you know it. It's the standard bad guy ego complex where they don't think they're at the fault. But the interesting part afterwards is that Mitchell then breaks free of his exo by hitting the release and then finishes the job the old-fashioned boots on the ground way. You chase down Irons and then you cut your arm off, spoiler alert for those that have not played it, but it is something that implements that boots on the ground feeling of the campaign for literally just a split second in the grand scheme of things, but it's there nonetheless. And really how this all transpires afterwards is that it pretty much says that this is just the beginning, basically at the time confirming an Advanced Warfare 2 with the story, but it also shows the destruction of Atlas symbolized within the sign on fire, as well as the city behind them in absolute ruins. So obviously Atlas is something that in the public eye is now a horrible thing with the Manticore bomb, with the war, all this kind of stuff. It's something that I guarantee they're going to try and want to get away from and rebuild off of that. So with the reliance of exosuits being very apparent here, as well as the need to see that there is something bigger than Atlas, that is not the best way to approach things. It could be a thing where the campaign then goes into the rebuilding as well as the non-reliance on exos. So basically the theory of the story then comes down to the acceptance that machine has corrupted man, similar to what Black Ops 3 is, and then the campaign then so follows afterwards, seeing that, you know, this wasn't the greatest idea, so they remove the implementation of exos in everyday life in terms of warfare. So it kind of gets rid of that one futuristic portion of this and then would also get rid of advanced movement. And like I said, this is just a working theory and something that I think could be very possible, especially with the outcries from the community recently. It is to a brand new level, obviously now with Infinite Warfare's trailer being the number 3 or number 4 disliked video of all time on YouTube, not just gaming videos or anything like that, of all time. It's very clear and apparent that there are a lot of people that are very displeased here with it. Whether or not that number is artificially enhanced or not, it is still a clear number that is very against the implementation of advanced movement and the futuristic setting. Once again, this theory kind of could be a cop-out and really only takes into consideration one of the two evils here at hand. But it is something that I think a lot of people may be able to get behind, and if this is actually the case, I don't think that there will be as much of an outcry and a hatred towards the game immediately. So that's going to wrap it up here today, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, just a theory, so bear that in mind. None of this is in any way, shape, or form confirmed. I just see this as an avenue that Sledgehammer could take to keep true to their own storyline and campaign and universe that they've built, but also give the fans a little bit more of what they wanted and stay away from the advanced movement, as a lot of people are crying out for. But that's going to wrap it up here today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me just think down there in the comment section down below. Do you guys like this theory? Do you guys want it to happen? Do you absolutely hate it? Anything down there is totally cool with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, be sure to like, rating down below. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We're on that road to 30,000 subscribers, and we're getting oh so close. And I want to thank you guys once again so much for the continued support recently. It blows my mind. Really do appreciate it. But thank you guys. My name is Nikolai Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.